Thank you, Christopher. And now in another news update. President of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, along with several party representatives, toured sections of the parish of Trelawney today. The party's president, along with the party's General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, party officers, the PNP leadership team, and local representatives from Trelawney met with community groups and businesses and visited the police station as well as the Falmouth Hospital. In speaking with our news team, Mr. Golding expressed that the team was welcomed.
We're in Trelawney today, and we started off in Falmouth at the fishing village, speaking with the fishermen and fisherfolk, hearing how they're doing, their challenges and so on. And then we've visited the police station that was built under the last PNP administration, and then we came here to Falmouth Hospital to see what's going on. They've been expanding as a result of the challenges with Cornwall Regional. They've had to take up a lot of the patients and care that used to be handled there, so they've had to expand for that, and they're also building a new field hospital here for the COVID crisis, which is 36 beds, which is fairly far advanced. So we had a tour of that construction. And overall, it's been very nice to see the people working here. They welcomed us, and it's everybody's very professional.
The opposition leader also gave an update on developments at the hospital.
It ought to have been finished this month. It will not be finished this month, I don't think, but they're still, contractors trying very hard to deliver it as soon as possible after the end of January. 36 beds it's designed for. The other facilities here, as I said, this is a hospital which has changed dramatically in the last few years, and it's become a hospital where they have an ICU unit that receives patients from all over, although it's only 3 beds, and that really needs expanding because it's in tremendous demand. One of the good spin-offs of the Cricket World Cup here was the fact that they built two surgical operating theatres, which are of course in daily use now. So that was one of the better legacies, I think, of what happened with the Cricket World Cup down here in Trelawney.
Opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Maurice Guy, in his remarks, commended the staff on their work as they take on more patients due to the renovation of the Cornwall Regional Hospital in Montego Bay.
Well, I would just want to say a big kudos to the nursing and medical staff here for working under very adverse circumstances. Adverse meaning that they have to take the spill over from Cornwall Regional Hospital, which is in the rehabilitation restoration phase. We're pleased with what we have seen. We have seen that despite the numbers, the nurses and the medical team have been very dedicated in providing the health care. The field hospital, as the leader pointed out, is under construction, and that will give a lift to the numbers that Falmouth can cater to, because currently I think their total numbers of COVID isolation beds are about 8, and if we have this 36, that will make it 43. And the quicker it is finished, having regard to the fact that the spike is on and we will see continued cases, it is important and imperative that it is finished quickly so that it can take the strain off the 8 that are here. It is an improvement for the town and the community of Falmouth. Yeah.
Meanwhile, following the meeting with the fishermen in Falmouth, Mr. Golding says they shared their concerns regarding the difficulties that they are facing at this time.
Well, they have a lot of complaints around things like, they are arrested at sea and charged if they're there without their license. Even if they have their license and they left it at home for whatever reason, they get charged for that. There are issues to do with the lack of fish, the overfishing and the environmental damage to the reefs and so on. The catches are very small, and they're really seeking an opportunity to reinvent themselves, really, to go further out to sea and maybe fish in a different way, but they would need some training and other inputs to do that. So I would say they're in a very difficult and precarious situation, and they're seeking a way out of that.
The PNP said the president of the party is embarking on a series of familiarization tours across the island, and each tour will include visits to local schools and notable business enterprises. Continuing with the news tonight, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, is advising the public that the telephone lines for the National Children's Registry, NCR are temporarily down. The agency says it is working to have the lines restored in the shortest time possible and have apologized for any inconvenience caused. In the meantime, the agency says child abuse reports may be made via telephone at 876-822-7031, 876-878-2882, email report@childprotection.gov.jm, or through any CPFSA parish office. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Ann Hill. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.